Son, listen. This word is for your soul. You are reading this message because I allowed it to reach you. This is divine intervention. You have no idea what has been unfolding around you in recent days. Death surrounded you all week. While you were sleeping, smiling, trying to carry on with everyday life, a shadow stood nearby, watching closely, waiting for a crack, a moment of distraction, a single weakness to strike. But it wasn't alone. It brought with it confusion, discouragement, a heaviness in your chest, and thoughts that were not your own. Yes, they tried to sow fatigue. They tried to make you quit. They tried to sever your connection to me without you even realizing. Write in the comments with faith, I rise into the victory God prepared for me. Your written word is a decree in the heavens. Today was the appointed day. Tonight was chosen for the attack. But before any force of darkness could reach you, I stood up. I did not allow it. I sent my strongest warrior, my archangel Michael. He never fails when I send him. He came down and is now surrounding you. What was meant to be a tragedy has been canceled. What was supposed to be mourning is now divine protection. What the enemy planned to be your end has now become the beginning of a new season. I preserved your life because my promises for you are still alive. There are still experiences that only you can have. Doors that only you can open through faith. I kept you not because you earned it, but because I love you. Now declare boldly, Lord, strengthen my soul and free my heart. When you write, you release the power of prayer. Everything you have lifted in prayer is now before me. I've heard every word, seen every tear, and felt every silent cry. Some blessings were already on their way, but interference arose, not just in the spiritual realm, but within you, in your distractions, in your moments of weakness. That's why I allowed the shock to awaken you. Your life is too valuable to be left unguarded. Today, I will give you another chance. Do not ignore this warning. What I want to release over your life is great, but it depends on your alignment, and that's why you're here right now. Activate this spiritually. Subscribe, not for routine, but as an act of alliance. Do it not as a click, but as someone who understands the urgency of receiving what heaven is releasing. That subscription is a spiritual yes, and your like helps this word reach others who, like you, are surrounded by death but unaware. Every action is a seed that can set others free from the very attack I interrupted for you today. Now write in the comments with faith. Death surrounded me, but God entered first. I took hold of my miracle today. Write it like you're signing liberation in heaven, but I'm not done yet. I want to show you something deeper. What's happening behind the scenes of your life? There are people who approached you with bad intentions, and you didn't notice. Some you called friends are traps in disguise. I will open your eyes, and when I do, you will understand why everything became so heavy. Do not waste another moment. If I've already delivered you from death, tomorrow I will deliver you from manipulation, from lies, from emotional destruction. Now, let's talk about that moment. Yes, that one you keep silent about. The one that still weighs on your chest. The moment you were overlooked, cast aside, treated like you were nothing. I saw it. I was there. You thought no one noticed, that your effort wasn't seen, your loyalty and sincerity weren't valued. You smiled to hide the pain. but inside it diminished you, as if your presence no longer mattered, as if you had become invisible. They ignored you, acted like you were just another number, like your contribution meant nothing. Right now, with authority, I choose the light and reject all darkness, because what you declare in faith will manifest. Listen to your God. I recorded every detail. I saw when they chose another name. I saw the meetings behind closed doors when they made sure you were removed. And I saw your heart whisper, "Where did I go wrong?" Child, you did not fail. You were faithful. You gave your best. But I allowed this, because your exaltation will not come from those who belittle you. Your honor will not be found at tables where you were excluded. I did not allow you to prosper there, because if you had grown in that place, you would have given glory to the wrong people. They would beat their chests and say, "It was because of us." And it wasn't. It was because of me. They thought they were pushing you down, but they were actually ushering you into the center of my will. I removed you emotionally before I removed you physically, because your heart was becoming contaminated. They played with your identity, made you question your worth, made you feel insufficient, but I couldn't allow you to keep hearing those voices. It's not that you weren't good enough. You were too good to remain in a place where they couldn't honor what comes from me. They saw you, but pretended not to. They heard you, but chose silence. But I, your God, do not ignore seeds. I reward what no one else sees. They laughed at your absence, but they will soon witness your presence where they least expect it. And here's the most beautiful part. You won't need to prove anything. I myself will justify you. I will lift you up, and no one will be able to pull you down. People will wonder how you got there, but only you and I will know the price you paid in silence. They scorned you when they would have supported you. Now, they will see the difference between someone forgotten by men and remembered by God. If you've read this far, hear me clearly. You are standing at the edge of your turning point, and now stay alert. But do not look back with resentment. Let go of revenge. Let me restore you. Do not desire revenge. Just stand firm, humble and upright before me. What I am about to do in your life will silence critics and restore your dignity. This isn't merely about work. It's about honor. It's about identity. It's about those who walk with me. They may be overlooked for a season, but they will never be forgotten. Now fulfill your spiritual part. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, not as a casual gesture, but as a declaration. Speak to me, Lord. Hit the like button to help spread this word, and write in the comments with faith and determination. I was scorned by men but honored by God. My turning point has begun. Write with strength, for your words seal this new season in the spirit realm. Recognize the silent opposition. There's something you've been sensing and avoiding. You feel it, yet try to ignore it. You perceive it but pretend it's not real. There are people close to you who cannot stand the radiance I placed in you. It's not because you're trying to impress or seek attention. On the contrary, you often shrink back. You soften your words, suppress your joy, just to avoid stirring envy. But what's inside you is mine, and what is mine disrupts those wrapped in disguise. Some approach with hugs and advice, but behind it, they wish for your paralysis. They smile in conversation while secretly hoping your dreams fail, just so they won't have to watch you rise. You felt their energy. You noticed their silence, the sideways glances, the forced pauses, but still, you stayed quiet. You sought peace. You told yourself it was all in your head, but it wasn't. I saw it. And now I say, open your eyes. Declare boldly, I am not what they said. I am a child of the living God. Your words plant seeds that bring transformation. This isn't about cutting everyone off. It's about discerning who should remain and who must be released. Some alliances are quietly draining your strength. There are people around you who weaken you subtly, under the mask of friendship. And why am I warning you now? Because I want to take you further. But I know that if you keep carrying those who secretly sabotage you, what was meant to be a blessing will turn into a burden. You must be light to walk the path I've set. Surround yourself with those who pray with you, not those who pray against you. Some people around you are just waiting for your fall to say, I knew it wouldn't work out. So listen carefully. I'm about to stir things, and yes, it may hurt. You'll feel like you're losing important people. But in truth, I'm freeing you from those who were holding you back. You may feel alone, but that is so your ears will be free to hear my voice without interference. After this, I will send new connections. People who propel you forward, not compete. People who lift you up, not measure your worth. People who see my light in you and don't try to snuff it out. Don't be surprised when this begins. Some will quietly drift away. Others will betray you boldly. Some will provoke you, just to trap you in the mire of confusion. Do not react. Do not stoop to their level. You are not equal. To those who honor you, I will exalt. And to those who humiliate you, I will deal with them myself. You don't need to defend yourself. I am your justice. Your response will be your growth. They will see the change in you and remember they once tried to stop it. But those who walk with God may stumble. They do not stay fallen. Write this now. Lord, remove those who hinder my path. I want only what comes from you. Write not in impulse, but in faith. As one holding the key that unlocks God's divine separation, cleansing, and protection. Now let's talk about what's within you. There's a thief inside your soul that's been stealing your peace. The compulsion to please everyone. The tendency to say yes when everything within you cries no. That fear of disappointing others, of seeming rude, ungrateful, selfish. But hear me, daughter. You were never called to carry the world on your shoulders. You were called to fulfill my purpose in you. Not everyone you try to please is part of that purpose. I saw when you said yes, exhausted, when you split yourself in two, when you deny your own needs just to avoid inconveniencing others. You felt overwhelmed, yet chose silence to avoid conflict. You think that's humility. You think that's love. You think it's like me. But even my son withdrew from the crowd when he was tired. Even he knew when to step back and say, not now. Even he prioritized divine clarity over public demand. Those who truly love you won't only love you when you say yes. Those who truly value you won't vanish when you start saying no. Yes, I know your fear. Fear that rejection will come with boundaries, that they'll walk away, forget you, speak ill of you. But hear me. If someone only respects you when you're obedient to them, that's not love. It's control. And I did not design you to be controlled. Write this now with conviction. Today I declare that my life is in God's hands. You don't need to explain so much. You don't need to bend to every expectation. Trying to please everyone pulls you away from me. You begin living for others and forget what I've asked you to live. Every time you suppress your truth, your voice, your limits to avoid displeasing people, a part of you quietly falls ill, and I will not let you die silently just to maintain appearances. So now, I am teaching you the power of no. Yes, no is also love. It protects your mind, preserves your body, guards your emotional health. My spirit will begin showing you when to speak, when to stop, and when to retreat. Not every war is yours. Not every request is just. Not every demand is holy. Some have mistaken your kind heart for obligation. They've misinterpreted your love as submission. Now is the time for clarity, for maturity, for courage. Say it with freedom. I cannot, without guilt. No, without fear. This hurts me, without shame. When you take a wise stand, you give me room to care for you. You've given too much and received little. You've supported others and abandoned yourself. That is not my plan for you. You deserve care. You deserve rest. You deserve to be heard without begging, and I will help you. Yes, it may feel difficult at first. You'll feel strange. They will attempt manipulation. They'll say you've changed. They'll accuse you of being cold. But this is not hardness. It is protection. It is direction. It is spiritual maturity. Soon, you'll feel your soul grow lighter. Peace will multiply. Energy will return. Because you have finally stopped dividing yourself into 1,000 pieces to make others comfortable. Now, confirm this new season. You've shifted. Heaven sees it. Declare it. Celebrate it. Step fully into it. Liberation begins with truth. Subscribe to this channel because I will continue to realign your heart with truth. Click like if this word challenges you to grow. And now, write in the comments with faith and boldness. I free myself from the need to please everyone. I choose God's will. Write this as an act of liberation, because when you name the truth, invisible chains begin to break. Protect your kindness without guilt. Daughter, I know how tender your heart is. I see how deeply you desire to help, to welcome, to serve. That goodness within you isn't self-made. It comes from me. I placed in you a love that exceeds normal measure, a compassion that even you sometimes don't understand. You carry others' burdens. You reach for the wounded. You forgive when it hurts. And that is beautiful. That is holy. But I need to show you something now. There are people around you who do not want to receive your kindness to grow. They do not seek healing or transformation. They seek advantage. They want to drain your strength, your joy, your energy. They want to live at your expense. I saw when you poured yourself into someone who never reciprocated. I saw when you stopped taking care of yourself just to carry someone else's problems. I saw when you were used as an escape route, so others wouldn't have to face their own responsibilities. They approached you as friends, even as family. But deep down, they were pulling you away from your center. They wanted you to be naive, to accept anything, just so you wouldn't lose their friendship or approval. Yes, I know it hurts to realize this. I know it aches to see those you loved and protected misuse you. But hear me clearly. That season is over. Step into a new season. I am calling you into a new time, a time when your kindness will be respected, your boundaries recognized, your heart protected. You will learn to discern who deserves your love and who only desires your sacrifice. You were not created to carry everyone on your back. You were not called to be consumed by those unwilling to change. I created you to prosper, to grow, to live in freedom, not slavery to the goodwill of others. Right with faith, I free myself from the chains that bind me. To decree is to activate change. Saying no is not selfish, it's sacred. I know you're afraid to say no, afraid of losing people you love, afraid of loneliness, afraid of seeming selfish. But true freedom begins the moment you say no to what harms you, even when it comes wrapped in a smile. I am here to strengthen you, to help raise your voice, to take a stand with love, but with firmness. Anyone who truly loves you won't love you less for it. They will respect your limits. And I know it's not easy. There will be moments when you doubt, when you want to retreat. But I will be the voice that reminds you. When you protect your soul, when you prioritize your peace, you are walking in holiness. You are honoring me, the one who created you with dignity and courage. Let me teach you wise love. From today onward, let me show you how to love wisely. Let me help you protect your kindness so it doesn't become a prison. I will help you build strong boundaries around your heart, walls of wisdom that welcome those who are worthy and keep out those who are not. Write it boldly. I stand to protect my goodness. I will not be used again. Write it like someone stepping into a new chapter. In the next moment, I'll teach you how to distinguish true love from disguised manipulation, because not everything that looks like care is care. Some people use your love to trap you, not to set you free. Today, I released your soul from emotional slavery. Tomorrow, I will teach you how to recognize authentic love. Healing the deeper wound. Now, daughter, let's speak of the wound within you, the one you've buried because it's too painful to face. The offense that came from someone within your own family, a moment you never imagined, because family is supposed to protect, to nurture, to love unconditionally. But instead came the wound, the cutting word, the humiliation. I know exactly what they said. I heard every word. I saw the look, the gaze that implied superiority because of money, status, or the illusion of ease. I know you were called names, accused of worthlessness, told you were flawed, irresponsible, a disappointment. Those words pierced your soul. They made you question your value. They made your heart bleed in silence. But here's what I need you to hear. I love you more than human words can express. You are not what they said. You are not the sum of harsh words or false accusations. You are not defined by the judgment of others, even if they are from your own house. They tried to tear you down, but I placed courage inside you. They tried to make you feel small, but I created you to be radiant. They rejected you, but I never abandoned you. The wound wasn't yours to carry. Do you know why those words hurt so deeply? Because they came from a place that should have offered love, shelter, and protection. And when refuge becomes a storm, the pain cuts deeper. But those words cannot remain in your heart. They were not planted by me. I do not teach others to wound my beloved child. They were seeds of envy, of pride, of a spirit untouched by my light. Write with boldness. I choose to say no to what keeps me from peace. The written word has power. It tears down walls, breaks strongholds, and opens new paths. I am calling you to rise from this pain, to drop burdens that were never yours, to let me tend to that wound and transform it into strength. I will restore the trust that was broken. You deserve to live unafraid, unafraid of rejection, judgment, or humiliation from those who should have protected you. And hear me now. The person who judged you, who offended you, is not your standard. You were never defined by what broke you. You were chosen by what will heal you. Your value is divine. She is lost in pride, vanity, and the lie that money buys respect and worth. But I want you to know, your value cannot be bought or sold. It doesn't depend on what you have or don't have. It depends solely on who you are to me, my precious, unique, beloved, chosen daughter. When others speak against you, you are not the one in error. They are blind to the light you carry, and I will continue to reveal your worth, even when others fail to see it. I will help you lift your head and walk in the dignity reserved for those who walk in the fullness of my love. Write now in the comments with faith and courage, I am not what they said. I am called by God and I rise. Declare it as an act of healing, as one breaking the chains of humiliation. Release the burden of their words. Daughter, I know the pain you've been carrying is heavy. I see the nights you lie down, the weight of those cruel words echoing in your silence, feeling as though no one understands the storm within. I know how difficult it is to face those who wounded you, trying to understand how love could become judgment and kindness could turn into rejection. But hear me, the root of their actions lies beyond human sight. Let me heal what was broken. I know it hurts. I know the sting makes you want to scream, shut down, or never trust again. But don't let this pain rob you of faith, in love, in family, in yourself, and above all, in me. I am the God who heals broken hearts. I restore wounded souls. I give strength when it feels like you're falling apart. Let go of resentment. Don't carry it as if it's your sentence. Leave it in my hands, and I will turn it into redemption. Write with hope. I am restored by the love of the Lord. The power of your words unlocks healing. They are declarations of freedom. You are more than their measure. Your healing begins the moment you decide that no person, no matter how close, has the power to define you. I am here to lift your spirit, heal your self-esteem, and rekindle the flame of hope. You will come out of this moment stronger, wiser, and prepared for what comes next. Because now you know exactly who you are and where your worth comes from. You are my daughter, and that alone makes you more than enough. Not everyone who shares your name shares your heart. This experience will teach you something essential. Not everyone who calls themselves family lives it in their heart. Some carry wounds so deep they bleed onto others instead of healing themselves. Their pain is not yours to carry. Your peace does not depend on their approval. Your worth does not hinge on their recognition. Your peace comes from me, and I am enough to fill every void their words left. Lift your head and rise, daughter. Look in the mirror with my eyes, eyes full of love, full of hope, full of the future. Don't let anyone dim your light. Don't let anyone steal your shine. You were born to rise, to advance, to overcome. Write it now with faith. I am not what they said. I am God's beloved daughter, and I rise. Make this your declaration of rebirth. a firm, unshakable decision to never again be shaken by powerless words. A divine letter of healing and strength. Daughter, I know the road you've been walking is long and filled with challenges, and I know the weight of those words still lingers in your heart. But I want you to understand, this pain, no matter how deep, is not the end of your story. It is, in fact, the beginning of something new and greater that I'm preparing just for you. Every tear you've shed, every sleepless night, every feeling of rejection and loneliness, I've collected each one in my treasury of mercy. I have used them to shape you, strengthen you, and transform you. Nothing is wasted with me. I am the God who works in the invisible, who builds what cannot be seen, who plants seeds that flourish in perfect time. You are not alone. Even if it feels like your own family has turned against you, I remain your refuge. I am the Father who never abandons, never forgets, and never lets you fall. I want you to lean on me more than ever now, because from this moment forward, I will begin rebuilding your life from the inside out. I will teach you to forgive, not so you forget what happened, but so you can free your heart from the prison of hatred and resentment. Forgiveness is courage. Forgiveness is freedom. It is the first step toward deep healing, and I will walk with you every step of the way until you can look back, not in pain, but with gratitude for what made you stronger. Declare now in the comments, I declare that my wounds will be healed. Let your written words become steps on the path to healing. You will know what real love feels like. I will show you the value of true love. Love that does not wound, humiliate, or demand conditions. You will learn to recognize who is worthy of your presence and release everything and everyone who drags you down. Respect and dignity are not arrogance. They are justice, divine justice. Even when the road seems unclear, trust me. I am preparing doors that no one can close and pathways that no one can block. I will lead you to places where you will be honored, respected, and deeply loved, just as I've always intended. With every step you take, I will be right beside you, guiding you with the strength of my love. Now write in the comments with faith, I choose to rise, I choose healing, I choose God. Declare it with all your heart like a victory cry that resounds in heaven. My promise to you, you were never forgotten. Beloved daughter, hear every word I speak to you now. These words are meant to steady your soul, bring rest to your spirit, and strengthen your faith in the face of everything you've endured. I know it hasn't been easy. The wounds still hurt. Some days feel too dark. The weight of rejection, pain, and humiliation threatens to knock you down. But listen carefully. I am the God of the impossible. I restore what was thought to be lost. I turn tears into joy and create a future full of hope for all who trust me. It does not matter what they said. It doesn't matter who hurt you or how they treated you. You are so much more than all of that. You are my daughter, created to shine, to overcome, and to testify to my power and my love. I know you completely, every weakness, every fear, every doubt, and I still choose you. I love you not because of what you do, but because of who you are in me. No human judgment can change the value I've placed upon your life. It's time to turn the page. Close the chapter of pain, shame, and humiliation. Rise with faith, courage, and the full assurance that I am opening doors that no one can shut. I will restore what was lost. You will be renewed, and I will pour out peace into your heart, a peace the world cannot offer. When you feel alone, remember, I am your refuge, your shield, your strength. Align yourself with my promise. Subscribe to this channel so my words continue reaching you, so you keep growing in faith and love. Click like, not just as a gesture, but as a spiritual commitment, an act of surrender to the blessings I've prepared for you. Write in the comments with all your strength, I choose the life God has for me. I rise with faith and hope. May your decree rise to heaven. May the world see your decision. May the enemy flee at the sound of your courage. Write with faith, Lord, transform my pain into victory, because your written word is a divine declaration. Remember, when I call, I do not call the strong. I call the willing, those who are ready to trust, to persevere, to be transformed. Your courage does not come from them. It comes from my word and my presence. The path may be hard, but the victory is guaranteed. And I am with you today, tomorrow, and always. Prepare yourself. So much more is coming. Healing, deliverance, restoration. I will continue speaking to you, guiding your steps, and revealing the road to freedom and unfailing love. Remain firm, stay close, never forget. You are loved, you are chosen, you are destined to live fully. I bless you, my daughter. May my peace, which surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and mind in me. Closing prayer. Lord my God, eternal and loving Father, I come before you now with a sincere heart, recognizing your greatness and unending love. Though I feel weak, lost, and weary, you are my safe refuge, my unwavering fortress, and my living hope. Thank you for never abandoning me, for upholding me when I stumble, for looking beyond my failures and loving me without condition. You are the one who heals deep wounds, restores broken souls, and brings light to the darkest paths. I lay before you every fear, every doubt, every pain I carry, because only in you will I find true peace. Lord, help me forgive those who hurt me, especially when the wound came from someone I trusted. Teach me not to hold resentment, but to release it, so I may walk freely in your purpose. Give me strength to resist temptation, courage to say no when needed, and wisdom to recognize who truly wants my best. Teach me to love wisely, to guard my goodness, and to value myself as you value me. Lead me, Lord, in every step. Protect me from the enemy's attacks. Open doors where I face blockages, and grant me the grace to live overflowing with your presence and favor. I trust you even when I cannot see the path, because I know you are faithful to fulfill every promise. Make me a vessel of your peace, a light in this world, a testimony of your transforming love. Thank you for loving me, for calling me to more, and for never letting go. May my life be a constant praise to your name. May I glorify you in everything I do. I commit my family, my friends, my work, and my dreams to your mighty hands. Holy Spirit, strengthen, renew, and guide me each day. In the name of Jesus, my Savior and Redeemer, I pray with faith. Amen.